Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea, and I have another video for you guys. Today, I want to talk about the most hated bull market in history. I want to take a look at SHIBA INU, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the overall market, the traditional market, and give you guys my opinion on where I think we are headed here, guys. So without further ado, let's hop into this video. So guys, hit that like button, subscribe. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, and let's get into this video. So right now, over on Twitter, I posted the most hated bull market in history. And I actually really started to think about this. I've been thinking about this for a long time, but Altcoin Daily made a tweet with these graphs and really sparked this idea that, yeah, you know what, I should really talk about this. So first things first, we're going to look at these charts. From 2016, we're looking at the previous cycle in 2016, 2 cycles ago, the 2017 bull run. Then we're looking at the 2020, before we had the 2021 bull run, and now we're looking at where we are at right now. And if you can pay attention to this move, so this was the peak before we came all the way down, and we came and retested that high over the course of a year, guys. A very large trough. And you know, people thought this was the top. Okay, well, we're probably not going to break previous highs. That was before we started really talking about the 4-year cycle theory. And then, in 2020, the same thing happened. We're saying, okay, it's been a year. We're coming close to the top. We're trading sideways. If you look at this, guys, if you look at closely at this, it doesn't look like much, but I promise you, significant amount of pain. Significant amount of pain. People thinking, okay, the bull market's over. The top is in. The market's trying to figure out where to go from here. And what do you know, what happens is a huge move to the upside on Bitcoin. Look at 2024 where we're at. Right now, the sentiment is the same. Awfully bearish. Very, very bearish. Just something to ponder. Will we see the similar thing as 2020 before the 2021 massive bull run, or before the 2016, before the 2017 massive bull run? Just something to pay attention to. But I want to take a deeper dive into this because right now Bitcoin is trading barely above $63,000. People are freaking out. I'm serious. I've been talking about it for the past couple of days. The timeline, the crypto Twitter timeline, on YouTube, everyone is basically acting like it's over, that the top is in. And, you know, like I said, when you look at these previous graphs, basically the same sentiment. I think a lot of it is coming from the severe sell-off on a lot of these altcoins. But, guys, this is the same thing we saw in the previous cycles. Bitcoin dominance started to rally up around this time. I'm expecting that. I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance to start to make its way back to that 57, 60% level. We've come up to the 57% level a couple times now. I think literally only 2, maybe 3 times so far in this bull market. But I do expect another move like that to play out. I do. Especially if we see a move to the upside, a significant impulse wave to the upside like we've seen in the previous bull market cycles. Really throw people off. Look at that dip right there. Can we zoom in there? We can't. Okay, I tried. But you could see a big dip right there, and it freaked a lot of people out. So let's take a look at the S&P 500. We're going to talk about why this is the most hated bull market in history. People want this to be the top. People want the top to be in. Because I'll tell you what, guys, you know, over on Twitter, you can follow me, 333Blacksea. I said a while ago, bull markets are much more difficult than bear markets, in my opinion. Because it's very easy to be in a bear market and think optimistically, saying, you know what, I'm buying deals, it's going to go up. But in a bull market, you're just constantly looking over your shoulders, trying to think to yourself, is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? Is this the top? Is this the top? You sell, it goes up 20%. You buy back in, it dumps 25%. It's a tricky game. It's a very tricky game. That's why, in my opinion, I think bear markets are easier. So over on the S&P 500, these purple lines are the first rate hike that we saw after the Federal Reserve started doing quantitative tightening. And this last purple line right here is the last time the Federal Reserve rose the rates. Sure, it makes sense. All right, we're selling off because the rates are being risen. Yeah. But then we start to rally, and we just keep rallying. And so many people are just on the sidelines, sitting on their hands, saying, I'm not touching this. Everything's overvalued. Everything's overvalued. I've been hearing that since 2019. I've been hearing everything's overvalued. When Tesla started to make its big run up around 2020, everything's overvalued. I'm not touching the market. I'm out. I'm completely out. And we saw, a bull run. We saw the Bitcoin bull run. And over the past couple of years, we're starting again. We're getting that bounce on Bitcoin off the bottom. And right now, there's a lot of people questioning, where are we going from here? This is the most hated bull run. There's many, many people with significant amounts of money on the sidelines. And you may say, like, all right, Blacksea, like, that's like a meme at this point. Like, that's got to be a joke. Like, everyone's been talking about that. That's like almost like a buzzword phrase kind of. But no, it's real. There is an insane amount of money on the sidelines right now. People waiting for the monetary policy to change a little bit. And I think it will change by the end of the year, in my opinion. But there's so much money on the sidelines. People want this to dump. And, with quantitative tightening, it's crazy that we've been making these moves to the upside. It's crazy because if the market's made sense, we should be selling off. We should be, inflation's high. There's this, that, and the other issue. The sentiment is bad. We should be selling off, but we're rallying it because, well, it's an election year. That's something else to think about. This is the most hated bull market in history, in my opinion. And I think that it has more room to go. But that being said, guys, I think that it is very close to being over. Remember that. That's my opinion, but I do think it is very close to being over. There will be a massive sell-off at some point. Now, whether that's in 2024, this year, 2025, I think we start to see some intense selling off by 2026, in my opinion. We have to be thinking about the long range of this. Now, just because the S&P 500 is rallying does not mean that Bitcoin has to rally. And I want to take a look at Ethereum because, well, first we'll look at Ethereum versus BTC. Because the Ethereum SPY ETF, July 2nd, it's really putting into perspective of where we're at with Bitcoin. First off, the S&P is doing very well. I do think that it will help Bitcoin stay propped up. And I do think that we're going to see this continuation. I think we're going to see the S&P continue into the end of the year, especially into the election, which in my opinion will probably bring Bitcoin up with it. But we'll talk about that later. I want to talk about the Ethereum SPY ETF. Right now, we're looking at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. And man, this chart has been an absolute doozy. It has caught so many people off guard because people are saying, okay, it's got to be bottomed out now. Oh, it's got to be bottomed out now. Oh, bottomed out? Nope. And it even broke below the trend line of the line that I would be looking at for, okay, some bad news for Ethereum. But right now, we're holding strong above this support on Ethereum. And I do think that this is a good time to be thinking about potentially a larger move to the upside for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. With this Ethereum SPY ETF, I am mega bullish on Ethereum and altcoins, SHIBA INU, pepe, the Cronos memes, all of the meme coins, the utility coins. I believe that Ethereum is the king of the altcoins. It will be what drives the liquidity to the alts. The Ethereum SPY ETF, July 2nd, a couple weeks away, if it actually does get launched. We have to bide our time and see what happens on July 2nd. But based on this chart, it does look like Ethereum versus Bitcoin has bottomed out. And it's something to pay attention to. Over on Blofin, an exchange we're working with, if you want, we have a awesome referral link down below. All you gotta do is go below this video, click this link. There's up to $5,000 on sign-in bonus. I did open a long. I'm underwater a little bit, but I do think that this will play out. I'm more of a swing trader, and you know what? I'll even put some more into this position right now because I am long Ethereum. I do believe that the bull market's not over yet, guys, for crypto. It's not over yet. I believe that this Ethereum SPY ETF will drive a lot of liquidity into these altcoins. And probably Bitcoin as well. But Bitcoin is somewhat breaking away from these altcoins right now because I believe because of all the SPY ETFs for Bitcoin. I think it's creating a little bit of a different ecosystem than we had before. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. And I want to touch on that. I think it's creating a little bit of a different ecosystem because back in the day, when there was no SPY ETFs, you couldn't trade Bitcoin on the traditional market. You make profit in your Bitcoin, you make a bunch of money, and then you move it to your altcoins. You want to catch the next move up after Bitcoin made its move up. And you're trying to catch Bitcoin down when it's coming down. So you move it into some other altcoins, and you can swap it much more easily. But in my opinion, I think a lot of this market has been institutional investing pushing this up. So where are we at with Bitcoin? Bitcoin right now, it doesn't look good. It's flirting with the bull market trend line. This orange line right here. And I do think that there's a chance that we see a spillover. But I'm much more leaning into the idea here that we get sideways price action, bore people to no end before our next leg up. And I do think that next leg up could be as soon as July, which is, like I said, only a couple weeks away. I do believe that that is on the table. We're going to have to keep a close eye on that. If the Ethereum SPY ETF does not get launched on July 2nd, it may change some things. And we'll see how much it gets covered by the mainstream media, how many people really want to talk about and hype up the Ethereum SPY ETF, which in my opinion, they probably are going to want to do, especially BlackRock, because that's how they make money. That's how they get their users to use their products by buying their Ethereum SPY ETF, sending it higher. But there is a world where July comes around and people are still bearish. People are away for the summer. People are bored. They're outside, enjoying their time outside, spending their money, retail spending their money on vacation expenses. So we trade sideways into the fall. Maybe even September before we start to make that next leg up. But I do have my eyes on the next leg up between July and into the fall. If we don't see it in July, I think it's much less likely to happen soon. And I think it's much more likely to happen into October, September, around that area, into the fall, when people actually come back and want to make some money. Very interesting times we're in right now, guys, because many people are mega bearish. Mega bearish. It's absolutely incredible. You know, these meme coins are a whole other thing as well I want to talk about. I want to talk about SHIBA INU. SHIBA INU right now. It looks pretty scary, just like all the other altcoins right now. That is basically where all this negative bearish sentiment is coming from. Because, guys, keep in mind, Bitcoin is over $60,000. People are freaking out. We're trading at $63,000. We've been trading it for months. People get complacent. They think, oh, we're at $15,000 Bitcoin. It's going to zero, even though we're at $60,000, $63,000. You know, these altcoins are getting hurt, and people are very bearish because not that many people are holding Bitcoin versus the altcoins. The whole culture of cryptocurrency has changed, where people are trying to make all their money gambling in the meme coin casino to hopefully bring it back to Bitcoin. Hopefully. Or just try to make some money and get out. You know, I don't blame anybody. Do what you want to do to make your money in crypto. Do what you want to do. Just don't scam people. But so where does that mean? I mean, we're looking at SHIBA INU, and I think it has more way to go down. I think a lot of meme coins have a lot more room to go down until Bitcoin decides, okay, we're going to make that move to the upside. And more importantly, Ethereum. That Ethereum spot ETF, in my opinion, is extremely important for us to see this next leg up. I think we could see SHIB INU bounce off of this level at 401537. And I know that will hurt a lot of people if we keep coming down. I know a lot of people, especially in the meme coins, are getting absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. You got to be patient. The bull markets are not easy, guys. That's what I'm saying. This is the most hated bull market in history. There's so many things with the macroeconomics of the world and where the cryptocurrency space is at, coinciding with it being an election year, with the Fed's monetary policy. There's so many things right now that are making this the most hated bull market in history. I think there's a lot of people holding cash on the sidelines, and their cash is just becoming more and more worthless as it's getting inflated into oblivion. It's wild times. Bitcoin is an answer. Cryptocurrency is an answer, guys. Remember that. If you like this type of content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. I just wanted to give you guys a synopsis of where my mind is at in this overall market. I don't think the top is in. Unless we break below like 57,000, then I think we go into a longer corrective period. But I still will say that we'll still break all-time highs before the next halving, if that does happen. But just wanted to give you my opinion on where I think we're at here. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out those awesome referral links down below. Let me know if I'm crazy for longing Ethereum right now. We have $5,000 sign-up bonus to Blowfin. That's where I longed Ethereum. If you want to follow along, feel free to check it out. All you have to really do, I think, is deposit $100 and move it to the futures to make $30 for free. But there's lots of other bonuses as well. Also, I want to say, if you stuck around this far, please go follow me on Instagram at 333Blacksea. If I can reach 500 followers by this Sunday, I will give $1,000 to one of you guys. So go follow me there. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.